An immune system is only as good as its response under pressure. It's one thing to describe forgiveness, rule of law, and hospitality in the abstract. It's another to see how they hold or fail when civilization is tested. Today, the stress tests are everywhere, and each one maps directly to a civilizational anchor. Debt crisis to forgiveness. Debt is no longer just a financial burden. It is a generational inheritance. Student loans extended without regard for repayment capacity, sovereign debts that strangle nations. These are not isolated problems. They are failures of renewal. Forgiveness is meant to reset cooperation, but when applied unevenly, it corrodes trust. Canceling student debt relieves some but transfers the burden to others who never borrowed or already repaid. Sovereign debt cannot simply be forgiven without destabilizing credit markets. The young inherit obligations they did not create, and relief offered to others feels like another injustice. Forgiveness is not charity, it is survival. Without it, resentment festers into rage. Selective justice to rule of law. Law ceases to be law when it bends unequally. Selective enforcement by wealth, race, or political loyalty turns justice into a weapon. Cynicism follows. People stop believing in the system because the system has stopped believing in them, and yet, even those claiming to defend law often corrode it further. Donations made on the basis of identity rather than facts, symbolic gestures that substitute for equal enforcement, these are not defenses of law, but distortions of it. Equal law is not an ideal, it is the minimum condition for trust. Without it, drift accelerates into tribal capture. Refugee backlash to hospitality. Hospitality is survival across boundaries, but only if reciprocal. It is not blind generosity nor open borders without structure. It is reciprocity under law, rules, appeals, opt-outs. But for many, hospitality feels like a demand to absorb burdens while their own needs go unmet. A rapid increase in population, especially through irregular channels, stretches resources already under strain, and those who claim to defend hospitality often do so by foiling deportation efforts without addressing capacity, turning virtue into burden. When hospitality collapses, fear takes over, and societies regress into hostility. Hospitality is not sentiment, it is survival, but only if disciplined. These problems are not new. Civilization has faced debt, injustice, and hospitality for millennia. What is new is the scale and speed. Debt can now cripple entire generations. Law can be bent in real time by algorithms and influence networks. Hospitality can be undermined by viral narratives before facts are even known. The anchors are being tested harder, faster, and more globally than ever before. And in this struggle, two sides emerge, one exposing failures clumsily, the other cloaking failures elegantly. Both believe they are defending the anchors, both in practice erode them. The payoff. The way forward is not to choose sides, but to develop a shared understanding of the problem. Both factions, however flawed in tactics or rhetoric, are pointing to the same anchors: forgiveness of debts, rule of law, and hospitality. The task is to recognize that mutual fidelity, take the best from each, and build a shared vision going forward. Because as long as two sides argue past one another, unaware of the ground they already agree on, there will be no resolution, only partisan back and forth. And since those in power helped create this situation, Renewal must come from a collective recognition, not from the same hands that broke it, and hopefully sooner than later, or else the solutions will be much less pleasant.